Om, Om. Welcome everybody to another Howloo Sees It review. Today I am finding calm. Oh my word. Isn't that what we all need? To find calm in this crazy, crazy world. I love the name of the game, Finding Calm. The premise here, you're gonna play to soothe your mind. It's an oracle game that guides you towards a calmer life. It has daily intentions, things to help you think about your life in the future, to prepare ahead, to simple exercises to bring stillness. There's breathing type exercises. There's all sorts of different things that is like again, you can make it a daily thing here where you play this game, and after that, there's a randomized daily intention that is going to help you throughout the day, or help give something to think about, or guidance, or something like that. So we're going to show you some examples, don't worry. But first of all, please consider subscribing to the channel. I am so hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. And thank you to all those who have subscribed thus far. Also, a big thank you to Rabble for providing a review copy for this video. All right, let's dive into it. Ages 14 and up, players 1 through 4. I don't know, I haven't gone through all the daily intentions, but I really don't, I mean, ages 14 and up seems really high to me, honestly. The game concept of this, easily 8-year-old and, 8-year-old kid can easily play the actual game of this. Maybe it's pulls into more of the aspect of, anxiety, like the finding calm, the daily intentions. But before I dive into it, it is a collaboration with this Dr. Sylvie Guerra, and there are evidence-based therapy strategies in here that help manage stress and reduce anxiety. And it's all sorts of fun, beautiful packaging, right? Let's talk about the quality of the packaging and the game itself, the components. It is a card game. But it's just beautiful. It's got this cream kind of box. It feels very nice, but then it's got this kind of metallic, shiny ink that is really, really cool. Quick game, 15 minutes, easily something that you can play very quickly. It is a solo game. They put 1 to 4. Yes, you can play with other people. But generally, it's a solo game. Let's talk about the rule book. Oh, it's actually a mini book. So it has that same beautiful artwork that you see on the top there, but just really well done, put together. The rules, very well laid out. Very simple. You're just going to shuffle some cards. You're going to start, and we'll kind of do an example here. But you're going to start with 1 card face up in the middle, and then imagine a grid of 3x3 cards. And you're simply going to be drawing a card and placing it in, and potentially flipping some cards over, depending on where you place it. You may also discard a card off the top of the deck to move an existing card on the board as well. We'll show you the symbols on the cards, but basically moon, nothing happens. The sun symbol is going to flip over the cards that are adjacent to it. And I love the symbology of that. Just very simple, right? Moon, night, we're resting, nothing's happening. The sun, we're flipping some cards over, right? So great examples you'll see here. Just very simple to understand. And yeah, I think it's great. It's explains terminology, just really great. The other thing that this has, and this is, again, suggested cooperative play. You can play, again, 2 to 4 players, play with companions, and decide on how to do that and work together. So anyway, there's a little bit more about the partnership if you want to pause the screen and read about that. But there are some initial cards, and then it introduces some others. So it says, hey, wait. Play with the base cards. See if you can complete a game with 6 or more face-down spaces. And then when you do, open up the first envelope with the single sun. You do that. Then waypoint 2 is, okay, let's see if you can complete a game with 7 or more face-down spaces. If you do, open up that envelope. And there are 3 envelopes before you unlock, if you will, all of the cards. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to show you the cards itself, and they are fantastic quality, just as you would think from seeing that rule book. But yes, again, this is a card game. It's got nice linen finish. The artwork is just brilliant. I'll show you these. They got shine on some key little things. You have the sun and the moon symbols, again, which are the gameplay. Very easily noticeable, just really great. So I'll show you these really quickly, but I think they are fantastic. They're just beautiful. I mean, I don't know. It's really gorgeous artwork. This is one of my favorites. It's got the lightning storm, the breeze, you have a mirror, the flame, the lunar cycle, sunlight. It's got all suns. It's got that kind of beam, ray beam there. Staircase, the compass, the bouquet, and the baker. So those are all the basic beginning cards, and they're fantastic. So you can see they are tarot-sized cards. You see that in the video. They shuffle like a dream. I wish all cards looked and shuffled like this. So it's got a lot going for it just with that, right? We'll show you a quick gameplay. Flip over a card, place it in the middle. Okay, now I have a choice. I can either discard a card out of play and move this to an adjacent open space. Very early on in the game, though, I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense. So we'll flip one over and place it. You have to decide. You can't like flip it over and be like, oh, I would like to discard that. Can't do that. So the staircase, again, you want to end with, if I place this here, the sun symbol here will flip this card over. There are sun symbols here, but there's no card, so nothing happens. There's nothing that way. If I were to place the card on this side, nothing would happen. I wouldn't flip anything over because there's no cards to flip over. The moon's on this side, so I wouldn't flip it over. All right, but let's go ahead and do that. All right, we flip over another card. The mirror. Let's go ahead and just do this. Flip this over. Now, what's important here is there is no domino effect. So if I place this here and flip this, it would flip that card face up now. This does not then flip this one over. There's no domino effect. It's just simply what happens with that, right? But I don't think I would do that. I think I would go here and flip this over. And you're going to continue playing until you have a 9x9 grid of cards, or a 3x3 grid of cards comprising of 9 cards. And really the goal here, right, at this point with the base game is the best you can do is end the game with 1 card face up. And that also would mean you have face down in all the other piles or areas a face down card. So any open space, when I flip over a card, I can place this in any open space. What does that mean? Not only one of the open spaces here, like there isn't a card played yet, I could place it here if I wanted. I could place it on top of a face down card. That is also an open space. What I can't do is place it on top of a face up card. I originally, when I played the game, I totally missed that or spaced that, and I was playing on top of cards. It's a lot easier that way to play the incorrect way. All right, so with the candle here, that's interesting. I could place this and flip that over. I like having that open. It's nice to have open spaces next to face-up cards because then I can flip them over. All right. Unfortunately, it would have been nice if it would have been the opposite way there. That's fine though. I think we could flip this over. Now, instead, I could move a card, right? So I could discard a card and shift a card over. It could go into an adjacent open space. Still don't think I want to do that yet. Okay, lunar cycle. Could go here, let's go there, flip over the coin. Let's go again. Okay, we could go here. I think we'll do that. Flip this one over. See, very simple gameplay, not complicated. This is open. Let's do that. I like that. Gives a chance to maybe flip those over in one. All right. Can't remember if we've seen the sunlight card or not, but we'll go there. Guardian doesn't give us much. It's interesting. I could go here. We'll do that. See what happens. We got a lot of face-up cards. Let's see what we get. The arrow, that's just one. Let's put that one here and flip this. Again, I can move a card, which let's do that for fun. So I'm going to discard a card. I'm going to move this arrow here. Ah, look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect timing. Okay, so that's going to go in the middle. And each of these, we're just doing the top cards here. Each time, flip those over. So now at this point, there are cards in all of the spaces. So I could stop now. This one's discarded. So I could stop now, right? And that's really good. That would actually get me the option to, or if I complete, again, you can open these if you want, but the idea is for that first waypoint, right? We want 6 or more face down. Boom, look at that. We got 7. So I could stop there. I probably would, honestly, but let's see what happens with our last 2 cards here. I like the layout, so I don't think we would move. Ooh, look at that. Tempest, my favorite card. Place it right here. Flip these 2 over. Look at that. Well, you cannot do better than that with this base game here. There are some cards here that we can show you some of the other abilities. So I was able to get all of them face down except for one, and one remaining, which is awesome. I'll show you once you've kind of opened all of the envelopes. The other cards have abilities on them that kind of help you or have some unique elements to it, which are fun. And then your scoring is you score points per face down card pile, and then cards left over are also points. So, but if you were playing this, again, we have our daily intentions, right? So what we do is we look up, we have one face up card, the Tempest. Let's say there were actually, I ended the game and there were 2 face up cards, or maybe more. At that point, you just simply choose which one is kind of speaking to you in the moment. All right. Tempest is our only one. So we go here, there's a little index of all the cards, even from the other envelopes. And so we just try to find our Tempest. 64, we go to page 64. There's the Tempest. Then we look and see there is a daily intention for each card, a top, middle, or bottom row. And we're in the top row. So I'll just read this as an example. So this one is linking thoughts to emotions. Your thoughts affect your feelings, but your feelings also strongly impact your thoughts. Today, pay attention to your thoughts and notice how you feel when negative ones arise. Ask yourself if your feelings are influencing your thoughts rather than the facts. For example, after an interview, you may feel anxious, so you assume you must have failed. But could the anxiety simply be a normal response to uncertainty rather than a sign of failure? Gently remind yourself that your feelings are temporary and not always a true reflection of the actual situation. So very thoughtful, just thought-provoking, right? Something to think about throughout the day. I'll give you one more example. This is the one I actually did this morning. The compass, there it is. So this is one. This one's a little more involved, but a great exercise. I think this is a great concept. Meet your future best self. I won't read this one verbatim, but you're considering yourself 5 years from now, your best possible life. Consider your relationships. Who are the important people in your life? What are your relationships like? Career. What have you accomplished in your work? What does your ideal job look like? Personal growth. How do you spend your time? What skills or hobbies have you developed? What board games have you reviewed? No, it doesn't say that. But write down a detailed description of this future self, focusing on your success and positive changes. This best possible selves technique should help give you a clearer sense of purpose. After visualizing it, take one small action today that brings you closer to becoming your best self. By actively working towards this ideal future, you boost your motivation and make your goals feel more achievable. So, again, there are a bunch of cards in here, and each of the cards have a different daily intention for each of the different rows in the game. So, very cool concept. I love the game. I really do. I think it's fun. It's simple. I love solo games, and this one's just, it's so simple. It's so beautiful. The quality of the cards and everything just are great. They're fantastic. So I highly recommend Finding Calm. That is how Lou sees it. Let's go ahead. I will show you. So if you don't want to see spoilers, I mean, they're small spoilers. We'll pause the video now or stop the video now. But go ahead and check out. Again, this is Finding Calm by Rabble. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you. And if you'd like to see more content or you have questions about Finding Calm, please put those in the comments below. And I'll get to those as quickly as I can to answer any questions that you may have. All right. So let's see. We talked about that. That's the gameplay. So how do these cards change? So they're not only just more beautiful cards, they changed up. They have some abilities. So again, spoiler alert, this is the envelope 1. Show you these cards. We have Forgiveness. You get to flip one other non-adjacent space. Huge, right? So let's say we had something like this, and this was the card that I had Forgiveness. I could play Forgiveness. Maybe I'd play Forgiveness here. You flip the cards first, so I'd flip that, and then I perform the ability. I get to flip one non-adjacent to this card. I could flip the flame over, and there I go. That's a great way to use Forgiveness. We have the Dancers. Choose one other face-up card on the board, move it to any open space. So again, you place first, resolve. So I would flip both this one and this one. And then I could move a face-up card on the board to any open space. Let's see here. Choose one, move it to you cannot move the dancers, so it's choose one other face-up card. So this is actually nice, right? Because it's not great having two cards like this together, so I could move that card up there. Get ready to hopefully flip those over. Awareness. This one's nice. It gives you a look at the top two cards of the deck. Obviously, if it comes at the end of the deck, it's not as useful. But after I place this, which honestly, look at that, I would be able to actually just flip over both of these, so that's pretty awesome. But then I would be able to look at the top two cards, and if I had multiple cards, right, like so, I could take the top two, I would be able to flip those over and look at them, and then I would be able to see how they're coming out. Ironically, these cards have the same setup of symbols along the outsides of the cards, but this one does have another ability. So I would organize those and then continue on with the game. Again, maybe there's one you don't want. You could put that at the top, discard it, move a card. Let's take the last look at the card in the first envelope, the Wanderer. So this one, move this card to any open space. So after I place this card, I would flip over like normal. And then I could move this card, which again would be, and it's any open space, so not adjacent. So I could actually move that over here. All right. Okay, if you're interested, again, spoiler alert, this is the envelope number 2. I'll show you the cards that come in this one. This one here is the Prism. Very cool. This one here, you get a look at the top two cards of the deck, and you put one back on top and the other on the bottom of the deck. So very similar to whatever, I can't remember, the Awareness, yeah. So very, very similar. But instead of just reorganizing, you actually get to put one on the bottom, one on the top. All right, I'm just gonna set these aside. So Grace, you'll see here, this is a nice card. It actually has, nice in a sense if you don't want to flip anything over. And it says flip all other spaces in this card's column. Oh, it's the column one, that's right. So again, when you place it, you're not gonna flip anything over, but then you resolve the ability, which is to flip all other spaces in this card's column. So I'd actually flip over these two cards. But yeah, so that is Grace. We have the Doe, a deer, a female deer. Choose one other face-up card on the board and put it back on top of the deck. So you actually get to place that, you flip over these two cards, and then I can choose one other face-up card like the mirror, put that into my hand. So again, these cards allow you to kind of plan ahead, manipulate it, other than just the play of the card itself. This one's Joy. Very nice. Again, it's got all moons, and then it says flip all other spaces in this card's row. So I could place it here. Doesn't affect anything else, but I would get to flip over those two cards. That is Joy. All right, I'm gonna show you the last envelope, the cards in here, and show you the scoring that's involved in the kind of full game, if you will, for that. So I'm gonna keep these organized for a little bit. All right, so our last one, we have Unity. So this one actually allows you to have all cards face down, right? So that's some of the unity. Again, when I place it, I have to flip over everything next to it. But then after that, I flip it over. So that's pretty cool. You can set yourself up if you know that card's coming, right? From awareness or something. If you get it set up, maybe you put it at the end, you get everything set up so that you know I have a card here, 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 and here. I can end the game with everything face down. We have the oak tree. This one you're gonna flip 2 other spaces. Again, all moons on that one. Again, all moons on these ones too. So the trumpeter, you gotta fill all spaces in this card's row and column, including, flip. All spaces in this card's row and column, including this one. So that one you have, again, big ability there. We also have the shadow. So flip all spaces, including this one. So again, big impactful cards, these abilities in this last one, and provide a lot of kind of interesting decisions and things there. So again, kind of alluded to this a little bit. Again, before this last one, this last envelope, your greatest that you could do is having 8 cards face down. But with these, you're able to get all 9 spaces face down. And the scoring, how that works is you basically take the number of face down spaces that you have, and it's worth 10 for each of those. And then you also get 1 point for every card remaining in your deck. So when you do fill up the grid, again, you can end and stop there, or you could choose to flip over more cards to try to get more points, right? So it's a little bit of a push your luck type element there. Again, because some of those cards are very impactful. And so then it gives you an idea of, hey, you know, if you scored 95 or above, you're a sage. If you're scoring still, you know, 0 to 59, you're in the novice range. So, very, very cool. Again, if you have any questions, follow up, please let me know. But thanks for watching. And that is how Lou sees it.